All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning,
Look at that.
Carlos. And what is happening? I am so confused. Andrew is up. It's like middle of the night. it's still dark in Vancouver, and yet he is awake and active in the room. So apparently he's got some photographers coming. Well, la-di-da.
Oh, look at that. We gotta try to get some sound. I don't know if we could do that without having an echo. Let's see here. All right, we'll keep playing with this.
We could get Andrew to dial in on my spot if you want, using this link.
Yeah, we could do that too. Or we could get him another link as well. Got a fresh link for him here. So as we set that up, guys, let's go over to our market pulse. Peter, run through that, and then I'll get Andrew up and running here.
You bet. Let me give you a chance to do that while I get us ready for the morning. Actually, a pretty quiet day today. So yesterday, if you remember, we had a couple of announcements. We had Powell, was probably the most important one that was speaking yesterday, about 1:15, and we did see a market reaction. So I feel a little relieved about that, because I keep telling you about market events, and then sometimes they happen and sometimes they don't. So yesterday we did have a market impact of that. What was weird, though, is that it came more after he stopped talking. Then we had a bigger market move on many stocks, and we did the typical shoot up, shoot down, right? Like, we sort of ended back where we started. But in the meantime, talking with a few members in the room, it really got a couple people out of positions, as it just messed with your trade, right? So you can take advantage of those, or they could screw you up. So we may be doing it again today. Really, the only economic event of note is the release of the Beige Book. Now, there's no speech, there's no press conference. It's really just the release of the Beige Book, which happens several times a year by the Fed. A different Fed produces this Beige Book, each time, and it's really just a synopsis of the announcements we've already heard. So there should be nothing new. However, that doesn't seem to matter to the computers that read this. They will often interpret whatever they will out of what's written in there, and we will see a market reaction. So be aware, if you're in a trade at 2 o'clock, the market could do exactly what it did yesterday, right around the 1:15, 1:30, and then again at what was about 2 o'clock. So just be aware of that. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back and look at your charts at those times. You will clearly see the move, especially on the larger sort of tier one offerings in the tech sector that we watch. You can see those moves quite clearly. So that's the type of move that we're always sort of looking to be aware of, because you don't want to get caught cold, especially if you're in a trade, and that might put you past your risk parameter. Or you can take advantage, right, and take a short-term profit, or some profit off of the trade. So be aware of that. 2 o'clock today. If I look around the world in the futures, relatively green. Pretty much everything is green, which is a difference from where we were yesterday. The only red market is the Nikkei in Japan. It is down a little bit by almost 1% too. So big variance there on the Nikkei, but every other market seems to be green so far this morning, including ours in North America. Relatively light day on the earnings. We'll talk about those that are on the gappers list. But when I was looking at the earnings earlier, we have sort of the last of the banks, a number of sort of smaller banks that are reporting this morning, but not much else. Pretty quiet. So we'll take a look at what's on the gappers, and we will go from there. All right, Carlos, did you manage to get it all sorted?
Yeah, we got Andrew a link, so if he connects there, we'll be able to hear him with no problem. No, he's not connected yet. So once he connects, we'll be able to go to him. But in the meantime, guys, let's take a look here at our gappers list this morning. So we got a bunch of stuff in the green. Again, things bouncing back from yesterday's kind of sell-off continues here, and not so much in the red. So we'll see what's happening with those two that are not doing so hot. But again, a lot of stuff bouncing. We got more earnings. Earnings is starting to heat up, Peter. So that's going to be exciting, right? That's going to bring more volatility to us in the morning here, in the market open, throughout the market day. So looking forward to that. That is always fun when we start getting into the earnings season here. So
Yeah.
Let's jump.
Maybe
Yeah.
on market news, the other thing I should mention, it's not really market news, but hey, go to the Bear Bull Trading website. We got some new
Yes.
looks here going on. It's exciting for somebody who goes there like multiple times a day, every day. It's interesting to flip around the familiar pages, and I'm like, whoa, it's different.
It sticks out
I
quickly.
like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like it.
So,
Looking nice. Looking nice.
yeah. So
Um,
so congrats to our team that were doing some updates there last night. It looked like it all went flawlessly because I was on last night for Lenny's presentation as well, which was great in the webinar room, and yeah, we had no problems connecting. So excellent work.
Yeah, absolutely, friends. All right, let's start here with our gappers list, guys. Control A, Control X is going to get rid of our watch list from yesterday. And let's see what's up here in the first one is going to be, oh, just change VNDA. So let's take a look at VNDA this morning. And we are up 34%, 3.7 million shares traded. So tons of volume on this one. It is a low float, 1.3 million. So low float here. Peter, what's your thoughts on this? What's driving this today?
Well, it's odd that it doesn't look like a normal buyout, but this is a buyout. This is a small biotech, like you said, low float, relatively low. Well, I mean, it's about a $430 million valuation, but they've got a buyout proposal from Future Pack to buy them out for somewhere between 7.25 and 7.75 per share. So that's above the current price. But being that it's an offer and not an accepted, like they haven't confirmed the buyout because I guess their board is probably has to vote on it. That's VNDA has the opportunity to move, but once it gets confirmed, as we've seen many times, right? The stock price tends to flatline just below the purchase price. So there's still an opportunity to trade this, but we usually don't like buyouts. So I'm not sure what to do with it at this point. We're waiting on news, basically. So we'll see if that gets confirmed quickly or not. It's iffy as to whether this would be interesting to trade. We don't know yet. So maybe a
Yeah.
maybe there, Carlos. Maybe a
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. Well, it
Maybe a
is.
maybe.
It's a low flow, right? 1.3. So,
Yeah,
maybe
it's a
I'll run a
risky
risky pile. Yeah,
maybe.
risky pile. W, WISA Wisa on a risky pile this morning. Um,
Yeah. No, that's
no,
VNDA we
sorry,
were
that's
looking at.
VNDA. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what? These two
VNDA.
keep bouncing back and
They
forth in
keep
front of each
bouncing.
other. Yeah.
WISA, Carlos. I want you to break out the biggest garbage can we've got here.
Oh
It,
yes, let's do that.
this may be it actually I shouldn't say that it may be an opportunity to trade, but this was a reverse split. Now check me on this. 1 for 150 reverse split. So
1 for 150.
1 for 150. So while this stock is trading at $10 right now, this was a 6-cent stock yesterday. So I can't help but put this in a big old garbage bin and say I don't think I want to touch this thing. There we go.
We'll give it a nice big
Like
truck. You
it's
know what? We need Elon driving the truck now. I'm inspired with the garbage can that's getting viral with Elon in it. So,
there you go.
yeah, not looking fun,
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
this I don't think I've ever seen such a big reverse split. So they're obviously trying to put the stock price back up over the $10. Like this might trade fine today, but I'm expecting it to be a little volatile. People are going to be like reassessing their positions. There's going to be some people freaking out. If you had this at 6 cents, you're going to wonder what the heck happened if you weren't sort of aware of the news. But yeah, this is like big volume this morning, right? Like, so we're seeing lots of transaction volume go through on this, but I can't get out of my head. This is a 6-cent stock. So yeah, be very careful if you choose to do anything with it.
Yeah, I agree. I'll skip it on it, guys. I mean, it is in play. Be very, very careful if that is your cup of tea there. Let's head over to Children's Place. These guys are up. I mean, there's nowhere else to go when you're down here from where you used to be. But they're up 24%, 575,000 shares traded. Peter, every time we see this, it's either earnings or some kind of news because they don't trade well. And man, look how bad the volume has gotten. Under 1.5 since all of this year, besides February, had a little movement there. What was driving it today? Is it earnings on this one?
Well, no, they didn't have earnings. I'm surprised that this is gapping up because they basically announced, well, maybe it's good news. They had some unsecured financing. So somebody's jumped in and put some money into the company, $90 million in unsecured financing, which means they didn't have to back it with their existing offerings, which I guess means it's non-dilutive. So I guess that could be why it's gapping up. But as you said, the volume, like, look at the daily price action, right? Such a tiny, tiny range on low volume. I mean, we're basically already at the average daily volume pre-market. So I guess that's good, but I do not have an expectation this is going to trade well because, like these secondary offerings of any form, they're usually good for an initial bump, but they don't, create ongoing trading throughout the trading day. So yeah, probably not going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely not. Vasilis from Greece. Every time he tells me he's joining us from Greece over on YouTube channel, I get excited. Really nice. So Andrew's in chat as well, asking where's everyone from? Where's everyone coming from? Where are you watching us from? And we love to see different places. So if you can put it in chat over on YouTube, tell us where are you watching us from this morning. Really appreciate it. While you're doing that, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube as we move into our new channel, Bearable Traders. We're trying to get to 100,000 pretty soon. We're at 96, man. So can't wait start celebrating that. So help us get there. If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. Children's Place, horrible. I mean, I hate not to put it on here, but I don't know, Peter. Are you going to put it on your list today?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay, so I'll do the same, man. We'll skip it. All right, let's look at the next one. EDBL, as some names are coming in here. Wow, Belgium, Oman, Jamaica, Florida, Canada, UK, Fort McMurray. Where is Fort McMurray? That sounds like Fort Lauderdale or Florida. I'm not sure. Sounds like a military camp, but I'm not sure.
It
All right.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
But
Um,
it's
all right. Here we go. EDBL looks brutal, guys. I don't like the way this looks here. Is it a low float? It's even lower. We're 200,000 shares trade, so even lower than that.
yeah.
The last one.
This had been on our list once before. This is Edible Gardens. It's a farm product company, and they had earnings, big increase in revenues. But we have to keep in mind this is a company with a $1.3 million market cap. 1.3 million, like,
The market cap, and
yeah,
not even the float. The market cap.
yeah. The float is 200,000 shares. It's a 1 million. Like, I mean, if we were publicly traded, our market cap would be significantly higher than that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere near this one.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. All right, let's get to some fun stuff here. We have United Airlines and we have American Airlines here as well. Peter's big news for them yesterday, and you can see the reaction today so far.
Yeah. So they, well, they basically had some good results in their first quarter. But interestingly, I find it interesting that in a lot of the articles that I was reading, the analysts are saying, well, the expectations were so low they couldn't help but beat them, and it feels like a little bit of sour grapes. I'm not sure, but hey, you analysts, man, you set the bar. I mean, you can't blame the company if they just did what they did. So look, they beat their numbers. They say that it's looking like it's a decent decent travel season coming up for the summer travel season in North America. They did take, United Airlines did say that they took a little over $200 million write down because of the Boeing safety issues, as they had to go back and, I'm sure, like, re-safety their planes and probably pull some out of service for that work and whatever. But it cost them some money, but they still were able to improve their results and increase their forecast on the year. So yeah, so overall, United is feeling okay.
Yeah, it sure is. Our chat also joined us on the locations: Puerto Rico, UK. You have
Yeah.
Minneapolis, Berta. Man,
Prince
Fort
Prince
McMoney.
George, British Columbia. Of course, we
Wait,
mentioned Fort McMurray, which is out in Alberta.
is
Bangkok.
Fort McMoney a thing, Ralph? Or you messing with me? You're messing with me, right? Because that would be a great place to be from in Alberta, Canada. Um, Fort McMoney. Yeah, I don't think
Fort
so.
McMoney.
But that would be nice.
No, McMurray. I think
And
he's just doing it.
many from the New Jersey and New York area. So welcome, guys, just as well.
Tony Tony from the Lower East Side is from New York City. Go figure. Who would have thunk with the name Tony from the Lower East Side?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, let's take a look at United Airlines. Will be on my list today. I do like them this morning. I think they can trade very well. They got a good catalyst. They also blame Boeing for not hitting their numbers when they had that grounding. They lost millions,
Well,
so that affected
yeah,
them. You know,
yeah.
um, and they did change some aircrafts over to from purchases that they have in place over to Airbus, which is not a good thing. But again, it's so little that they did that it really is not affecting Boeing that much this
No,
morning. So
I
you know,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
it was a
it's a little
couple,
bit of
yeah, a couple of 50 or something. It's so low. Because again, there's no competition here, right? And you can just take 150 orders of aircrafts and put them on Airbus because they can't fill them, right? There's just no competition. So Boeing keeps dropping, but again, it's a company that's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So I
you
like
know.
United.
It,
Yeah,
I have to admit, if I was a salesperson at Boeing, I would be thinking, I would be taking this as an opportunity, right? Because, like I've said, they have not had a single, there's actually not even really an emergency landing, right? And pretty much everything has been safety related. So you think there's an opportunity for them to say, look, our planes can fly no matter what. If you just maintain them properly, right? You got planes that'll go forever because they can pretty much trace everything. Well, there was the little bolt manufacturing problem, but let's ignore that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But
I
all
agree.
the rest
I
was
agree.
pretty much all maintenance, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right, let's take a look here. So American Airlines is also up 2.5, not as much volume. It might be a good possible. They tend to trade heavier volume, but again, the news today is on United Airlines. More stuff
Yeah,
on our gap
it's
up
really
list.
just the sympathy.
Yeah, I see some oil companies here, right? Remind me, Vale is South American, but I forgot they're a drilling company. I'm not sure if I'm
Valet, yeah,
mistaken. Yeah, they are. Okay,
yeah,
yeah. So I
and
see them
they
here. I
they
see BPH as well.
They had some news as they released some numbers on that. Now they're one of the larger miners. They're the second largest iron ore miner in the world after BHP Billiton, and you see BHP is on the list right below them there. But Vale, basically their mines overperformed, specifically their iron ore mine, which just did really well. So they're digging up more stuff and selling it for a profit. So yeah, so we see Vale and BHP. Like we've told you many times, we typically don't trade the miners. They are multi-market traded, which makes it more difficult. And you can see like the price action early on, not good. And even just look at the daily, right? Whenever you see a daily like this that's got these gaps, some days where it's basically doesn't move at all. But what's more important is I look for does it gap up or down repeatedly. And Valet is a great example of this, where look at how it just repeatedly it gets volume, but it's gappy, right? And that's not typically the sign of a good trading stock.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna skip that one. BAPH is also very similar as well, very gappy and not a great intraday trader. So I'm gonna pass on those, at least for my trading style. Let's take a look at XPEV is also on our gap up list today, and then they are up 2.1, 447,000 shares traded, and just I don't know, it's just not looking great here. I'm gonna skip on that one, Peter. Anything worth watching? I know it's up 2%, but the price is so low that it seems like a lot, but it's really not a whole lot.
No, I mean, we've mentioned it several times that Xpeng, the company behind XPV, they've got a partnership now with Volkswagen, and they seem to be eager to be promoting the heck out of that, which would make sense, right? If you're both Volkswagen and XPEV, you're going to want to get as much mileage, pun intended, out of the deal as you can. And they're talking about their next gen platform. They're going to re-engineer the cars, the EV platform to lower costs. They're going to leverage all of the engineers at Volkswagen to make it better. So they're making a big investment in each other, and I guess we'll see if it pays off in the long run. But in the early days, looks like it's working well. So hopefully they're not arguing behind the scenes too much. But I can tell you the marketing team is putting out releases all the time on it, and we had a couple more this morning. So that's what's got it popped up into the news. But like you said, Carlos, it's almost too bad that this doesn't trade well. We used to love trading the EVs, right?
Yeah.
XPEV and Neo, and like they were great. They were so much fun for a while. And yeah, they're not anymore. The only one that we like to trade is Tesla, and these days Tesla. Well, you saw our new graphic yesterday. Tesla's not doing that well, but hey, it's still tradable to the short side or
Yeah.
the long side. Hey, look, Thor had an awesome trade long on Tesla yesterday. So movement creates opportunity, right? No matter which direction it's going in.
Yeah. Yeah. So there it is, friends. I am going to add Tesla to our list today. We do have 1.1 million shares traded since we're bringing that up here. It's not on our gap list because of that, but it is one that I'm going to be watching. All right, excellent. Oh man, check this out. So we have Andrew. Here's our chat room, friends, for over on YouTube. Andrew is sipping his coffee there with that beautiful background view, man. That is awesome, or tea, or whatever he's got going on there. But yeah, that's our chat room, guys. Every morning we're on here. We're live the entire day. You can see here, we'll put our announcements on there. You can communicate with our members there. You can join us for 7 days with trial, pre-market 24, 7 days access, $24, and you can get in there and see me also on Monday live for the onboarding class. So definitely join us if you're looking to see what the environment is like. Peter, we'll jump to anything on the gap up you want to go over before I jump to the gap down list?
Well, a couple that I'll mention that aren't on the gappers list because they don't typically trade enough volume, but had earnings this morning. I will mention. I'm just looking to see which are actually. A lot of these are gapping down despite good earnings. One that I guess in the to close out the banks or round out the banks. I'll just mention, even though it's gapping down, U.S. Bank Corp, USB is their ticker symbol. They beat their numbers, but are gapping down. It seems to be a lot. These earnings plays this morning are all gapping down. I'm not exactly sure why, but U.S. Bank Corp is probably the biggest of the remaining banks to report. The others that I was watching on the list were Abbott Labs, also beat their numbers. Travelers, which is the insurance group, TRV. They actually had mixed results, beat on revenue, missed on earnings. And last but not least, ASML, which beat both top and bottom line, all of which are gapping down though this morning. So, but none of them trade great volume. So if you like those, something to keep an eye on, but probably not going to make our list because they're just not hitting with enough volume.
Yeah, yeah, that they're missing definitely some volume there, and they don't get a lot of volume throughout the entire day. Like if you look at some of these banks, look at the one I have up front here in the charts. 1.7 is their top volume traded for the entire days going back since like February. So again, nothing really exciting there. Let's head over to what's gapping down this morning, starting with IZM. So ICM leading the way, down 37%, 831,000 shares traded. And if I'm reading this correctly, their high of the pre-market today was 100. So big pop to 100 and then slamming back down to 25, 23 as the low, and now at 29. Man, this looks dangerous. What is going on with this? Looks scary.
I have never seen this on our list before. I don't know anything about it really. It's an electronics company out of China. Ixzoom, Iczzoom, Ixzoom.
Yeah.
Anyways, look, yeah, Carlos, just based on that price action, feels like we just want to run away from this thing. It is it just seems crazy. I don't. There's really no news on it. It's only been listed for a little over a year. Apparently, its 1 year anniversary was March, at the end of March. I've got nothing on it. I've got no analysts that follow it. I've got no news. I don't know. Yeah, I would just.
Yeah.
There's better things out there.
There sure is. Let's take a look at these three that we have left here, which are not great. So we'll get through them quickly. DXYZ. We've seen this plenty of times on our list. I usually tend to avoid it. It just doesn't trade well. Low floor, 9 million shares traded at the moment, gapping down 23%. And again, we talked about this a lot because it seems to be on our list more often than not, Peter, but it's just not a great one.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised it's continuing to get the early morning volume. Look, I mean, it's got the volume, but it's really not a great trader. It's still above its IPO price, which is saying something because there's not many these days that are able to do that. but it's of course well off the high that you can see it hit just over $100 there. But look at the price action for the last couple of days. Even though it was on our list, look how tiny those little candles are on the 15th and 16th, the last few days, right? Really not
Yeah.
much going on there from a price action perspective. So, you shouldn't have any expectation today is going to be any better. I just, yeah, I'm moving on from it myself because there's no news either. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on to the next one is going to be APG. APG this morning, we're down 5.4, 368,000. Another one that's just doesn't really
yeah.
look good. It looks like it's not going to get the volume. Again, I'm going to take my chips elsewhere, guys. So we'll skip on that one.
Secondary offering on APG. This is API Group. They're issuing 11 million shares at about $37.50 a share. So secondary offerings, yeah, don't typically create good trading opportunity. So
Yeah, yeah. On to the next one is PLD. So PLD down here 4.1, 292,000 shares traded. Again, just a lack of movement and volume. Also, it just doesn't look great, man. The float on this is actually, it's not a low float, it's 92 million. I'm sorry, 921 million. So pretty large float. I just not sure how this is going to trade well. Peter, what's the news moving this today? I mean, it looks ugly even on the
I,
daily.
I'm not sure why it's gapping down. I mean, the news is that they had earnings. So, but they beat their numbers. They actually increased their guidance. Um, I don't know. I mean, they actually said all the right stuff. This is an industrial REIT, so a real estate holding company. Yeah, it's not something that's tradable, but it is weird that it's gapping down because all the news seemed to be good on it. So,
Yeah,
anyways.
not fun. All right, Peter. As far as gapping down, anything else on your list? I think you might have covered it, right? UBS.
Yeah, I sort of covered it all together because everything was moving in mild directions, one way or the other. Other than that, guys, I just have the usuals. So once again, yesterday, I think the semiconductor sector provided us opportunity. Apple and Tesla were good. So I mean, when I'm in doubt, you know what I go back to. In fact, I even changed up some of my screens yesterday just to reflect. Since I always watch my top four. Or top five stocks, why not just put them front and center? So that's what I did, and I'll keep watching those today because, frankly, other than United, which might provide some opportunities, and then American Airlines is a sympathy play, I don't see much else that I like on our gappers this morning.
Yeah, our big of our charts are going to be also looking at. Well, a lot of us are going to be looking at the SPY, right? What is the overall market doing here?
Right,
Are,
of
are
course.
people buying the dip? This is what's driving things right now. This has been the catalyst has been the overall market interest rate cuts. Are they happening? Are they not happening? Is Jerome Powell pulling our leg here, man? Is he just kind of baiting us and then he's not going to do any rate cuts? What's going on here? He's like, I need more confirmation. I need more confirmation. How much confirmation do you need? So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Um,
Now you're coming out with all the conspiracy theories. You think he's?
I don't know, man. If he says the exact same thing next time he speaks on the mic, I'm gonna start getting concerned here. Maybe this is not gonna happen this year. And then you have, like you reported, other feds saying we shouldn't cut. Why would we cut? Inflation's still high. Leave it as it
Do you
is.
think
Be patient. So I
this
don't
is
know, man.
fun? This is fun. We're watching.
Yeah.
We're watching Andrew's apartment live, and there was a girl that just wandered through the camera and then realized she was on camera, and she's like, frozen
and
in
then
place.
the feed cuts away.
And then Andrew goes and cuts the camera. So
Our reality TV show is over. All right, now we got
that
to
was
do real work
awesome.
and focus. All
Anyway,
right. Friends, let's take a look here. So that is what's happening as far as overall SPY. Let's take a look at you guys. What do you guys like this morning on your end? So we'll start here in our chat room looking at some of the tickers we might want to focus on. Chris Young is sending us SMCI. SMCI. So we take a look here. 1.8
yeah,
this morning,
somebody had
203,000.
pointed it out to me yesterday. It was moving. It looked like it was going to try and make a run towards 1,000. You can see
Okay.
it ended around 976 was the close. I think it hit a high of around 980. Yeah, maybe today. I mean, it's getting close, right? In the pre-market, it did go over 1,000. Let's see what it can do. I don't know whether it's going to bring the type of volume it did when it first got up to that level, but I don't know. I mean, it can still be fun. I keep talking about the semiconductors, so why not watch a fun one in the sector? Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Our chat's having a little fun with this. Uh, there we go. You saw nothing, my friends.
Yeah, that's right.
There it is.
Uh,
SMCI, I prefer the other ones. Again, you can watch this one. Great move yesterday. I'm gonna put it as a possible. I still find this one hard to trade. It could just be because of lack of volume. So it just takes a different type of trading to handle that one. I'm gonna look at AMD. I'm gonna look at Nvidia. These two have obviously been really great to look at, and it's kind of my go-to when it comes to the overall semis. Heading back to our chat room here, as I can get through between some of the funny messages we have. Tesla, we have on deck. AMD, Nvidia. Yeah, the wolf of the backyard. The wolf of the backyard is his username. That is exactly what I have. I now add Apple as a secondary for now, but that is the list at the moment, even on my end. Malik, our good buddy Malik, who we traveled with over to Vancouver. On the way back, he was trading, Paris was trading, and we traded right from the airport terminal before boarding our flight. Let's take a look at LLY this morning. And if I see what's happening here, we are up 2.5. Oh, Malik, I don't know what you like on this one. Very light volume. Anything that's happening today? So if I look at LLY, I'm not seeing anything great as far as movement. Um, and be
it's
careful with this one.
Eli Lilly,
Yeah,
right? Uh,
yeah. I know
whoa,
we traded in the past, right?
yeah, they did have an update on their sleep apnea drug.
Okay.
Sorry, their weight loss drug that also reduces sleep apnea. So, okay, so I guess everybody loves the weight loss drugs. Anyways, I'm highly skeptical of weight loss drugs, but they're big business right now.
Yeah, they sure are. Could be interesting. Anything with weight loss, we've seen it explode, we've seen it get volume, but this is one of a wait and see what happens after the market open. I have space on my list today, so I'll throw it on here just for the heck of it. But for the most part, this is one that I'll probably be skipping if I had a blockbuster list, which I do not have right now. But man, it can get going pretty quickly. Um,
Yeah.
Dave over on YouTube also mentioned LLY, so we did just look at that one. How about MSTR? Payan over on our YouTube chat. What is this one? Oh, this is the another semi as well, right? Or is it? I believe this was another one too.
MSDR, yeah, I think it was one of the lower float semis, not one we normally look at.
Yeah,
MicroStrategy, yeah.
yeah.
Is this
The
a
issue
semi?
with yeah,
Software company.
yeah. This thing popped up with all the tech companies and all the AI stuff and cloud, but be careful. The volume seems very light on this one, so again, be very careful on how you trade this. I prefer to trade other things that look a little bit better. So just be mindful of that with the lack of volume there. And
Micro MicroStrategy doesn't seem to be quite sure what they want to be.
they're
They're
everything.
they're a crypto cloud software Bitcoin company. So, okay, just
That is
cover
a
all the
whole lot.
bases there.
There's a whole lot happening there. All right, friends, let's take a look here. What else? Took it a few more, then we'll head over to our community events and announcements. Over on YouTube, we see IZ. Did we speak about that one? IZM?
M?
IZM?
Yes, we did.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
we
the
did. That
Chinese
was
company
yeah.
that, yeah.
This is risky, guys. I mean, just look at the move. This thing went from 100 back down to 55, back down to 20. Um,
This morning.
this morning in the
Yeah,
pre-market. So
yeah, in the pre-market. So,
just be careful. If this is your thing, just be careful. The float on this is 9 million, but man, it's brutal today. So be very mindful of on how you trade this if you are going to be
yeah.
looking at that one. Um,
I
Bitcoin. If
mean,
you look at Bitcoin,
it's dropped
yep,
30% since we looked at it from 30 to 20. So, like
it's madness. That'll
yeah,
be fun. That'll be just for fun. Good fun to watch there.
yeah.
Lauren, thank you for the donation. And thank you for your daily show. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate your donation there over on our YouTube
Wow,
chat.
that's very
Yeah,
generous.
so
Thank you.
this channel allows you to donate if you like. So if you do that, we appreciate it. Not necessary, but thank you, man. Really appreciate your support and everybody that's been watching us for a very long time. You're one of those people that we seen here quite a bit. So thank you for that. All right, heading over here, guys. Bitcoin is down today, right? We've been getting a nice hit over the last couple of days on Bitcoin. Here's Coin. It's the one we've been looking at. We look at Coin and at Mara. Beautiful dip bounce yesterday on coin, though. If you're watching that later in the day, that was pretty nice. I'm going to add coin and I'm going to add Mara as well on our list here this morning. So we'll add these two and we'll see how that plays out. All right, friends, let's take over. Let's go over to our community events and announcements. I'm going to bring this over and Peter's going to walk through to what's happening this beautiful Wednesday. Yep.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, if you'd been on last night, then you would have seen Lenny give his presentation on how he trades the open and his philosophy on trading. Is it an art or is it a science? If you were there, you'd know the answer to that, or at least his answer to that. But if you want to see it and you're an elite member, then you can check it out in our education center. Tonight is Wednesday, which means that we change to a psychology mindset. And Carlos, if we could just scroll up, we can show everybody on the, there we go. On the psychology side, we have Mike that's presenting tonight. He's going to talk about the trader's journey and how you embrace a process-oriented mindset. That'll be at 8 o'clock in the webinar room. Hopefully you will join us there tonight. If not, of course, it's recorded once again and put up. And yes, I see Raf out there. Thank you, Rafzilla, John Rafzilla, who kindly does the recordings for us. So thank you for that and helping make it available. And anyways, next week, Randy Howell will be presenting on our Wednesday series. That's on the 24th, once again, 8 o'clock. And again, I love the names of his webinars. Why can't I stick to my rules when I get in the trade? Ain't that a true statement, right? And a question many of us ask ourselves. So if you want the answer to that, or at least his help on getting an answer to that, then join next week, April the 24th at 8 o'clock for that session. Information on the market is always available at tradingterminal.com. We use it here in the morning. It sponsors the morning show, and we use it to get, of course, the earnings as well as our gappers list, live scanners that you can get throughout the trading day, as well as a free simulator if you want to use it. Check it out at tradingterminal.com, and it's always being updated with new tools and new features. We got some exciting stuff coming up. I know that when we were in Vancouver, we had a meeting with the team, and the development team promised us some new updates. I won't ruin it. It's up to Andrew to ruin the surprise and tell you what's coming. But we got some stuff that should be coming next month that will be pretty awesome to add even more functionality and capability into Trading Terminal. So check it out, tradingterminal.com. And if you want to join us here in the chat room, well, Carlos was mentioning this a little earlier, that you can get the intro offer for just $24. Use the code PreMarket24 for that. Gives you 1 week access, as well as access to the onboarding class. The basic and elite monthly give you different levels of access at a monthly level. And then the elite annual gives you 1 free year. Well, not 1 free, one year access with all of the material at Bearable Traders. Now, if you wanted to bundle that with the Peak Capital Bootcamp, which is a way to accelerate your trading journey, it's a 3-month intensive bootcamp. It's got a ton of material and courses. It'll keep you busy. Don't do it unless you've got the time to spend at it, or it won't be worth the investment. But it's a great deal right now if you bundle that with the Elite Annual. Use the code PLATINUM and book it here, and then you can get that for $29.99. That gives you 1 year access to all the Bearable Trading tools and material, as well as the 3-month bootcamp course. So it's worth checking out if that's something you're interested in. And like several of you have done, if you've got questions, don't be afraid to ask. We try and provide answers to all those questions on the website, peakcapitaltrading.com. But if you're not finding the answers to your questions, just email us. You can email me, Peter at peakcapitaltrading.com, or Carlos even, or Mike, or, we're all out there. So feel free to ask us, and we are happy to help in any way we can. All right, with that, Carlos, we can get to setting some levels. Hey, we're doing better today than we did yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely doing back to our routine here, I guess. But yesterday we started late too, right? So that kind of pushed us back quite a bit.
That's true, but we were also playing videos and stuff.
It's all Elon's fault. We'll blame it on Elon.
It's Elon. That's right.
Yeah,
where is he?
Off.
Did you manage to get that in there? So
no, we got to put him on a permanent hotkey here on this show. So we'll do that today.
Yeah. All right.
Friends, let's take a look here. Someone mentioned WISA, so WISA. Yeah, we did talk about this. Again, be very careful. Volume is starting to come in it again. and it looks like it wants to get towards the pre-market high. So that can get really interesting if it continues to do that. So yeah, we can add on our fun list. For those joining us, we break this list down in three places here, in three categories. My main list, this is we're gonna be watching front and center, that I'm gonna be watching, and this is my secondary list, right? So if anything here doesn't get the volume, it's not trading well, this can be some other potentials that we can take advantage of. Or if you're trading throughout the entire day, these can be some good ones that can get going later in the day as well. And then this is our risky low flow pile, usually just for fun. I I can't remember when was the last time I traded a low flow. We really don't trade those, but they're there because there are some people that do trade low flows. Avi, I think.
You bet.
Uh, yeah, he did mention once in a while he dabbles with that. So we'll get him on the show eventually and see what he does with that stuff. All right. Let's take a look at our list here. So we have United Airlines front and center. So we'll do some levels here. I like the volume this morning, and when they're in play, like they announced earnings last night, that could be fun today. So high of the pre-market 44.35, the low of the pre-market 43.46 is going to be right over here. So we'll slam those two, and once you do that, towards the bottom at least, you pretty much cover highs and lows of the last two trading days are got you set there. And then above the 44.35, we do have a level right here at 45.04. So we'll put one there, and then we also have another one here at 45.77. Oh, interesting. So Boogie Woogie over in our YouTube channel says he is a low flow trader. How many low flow traders do we have in the chat? I would love to see that. Also in our chat as well. Anybody else trading low flows? I mean, me and Peter do not. I would love to see
Hmm.
if anybody else. Maybe
I'm
it's a
sure there's
bigger
some.
crowd than I thought there was. Baba, Malik. Okay.
I mean,
All
they're
right. So
we get it. They're
yeah,
attractive
yeah,
because of the opportunities they provide, but they're just
yeah,
yeah, they're risky. Just be careful to manage your
yeah.
risk. That's all.
Yeah. All right. So we got a few low flow traders on here. All right. Good. Excellent. Pre market only. Yeah. That's funny. Pre market only tends to be a good time for low flows to get the volume. And then the market open, you got to be extremely cautious. All right. So a couple of low flow traders, not a lot, but a couple on here in the room. All right. Heading over to our buddy Tesla. Tesla right now, it is up this morning after a big drop a couple of days ago, kind of a flat day yesterday. High of the pre-market at 159.79 at the moment, and the low of the pre-market just below the previous day close over at 156.79. Above that, we do have a couple of areas here. I'm going to start with 164.35, and then another one on here over at 168. You can see the support and resistance, the touches you're getting here on the daily on both of those levels that we're putting on here. So you definitely want to have that there. And then towards the bottom, highs and lows of the last two trading days on Tesla. Good volume, 1.3. I mean, we had great volume the couple of days before, over at 3.3 million. So over 3 million around this time. Now we have just 1.3, which is not bad, but we definitely seen better out of Tesla. AMD trying to bounce here this morning,
Oh,
up slightly. Highs and lows of the last two trading days got it covered for the most part. Towards the top, we're going to look at a level at 166.83. So we'll put one there. And then over here at 171. Great level. And we talked about this before, right? It was stuck here for a while. I know Peter called it out. I didn't notice it, but it was just kind of back and forth here until we finally broke down. But these two levels obviously going to play an important part if we ever get back into this price range, right? So there you have it on AMD. Heading over to Nvidia, also very similar, stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days on a bigger range, and then a smaller range here from yesterday. Previous day close also in there as well. Low of the pre-market 869.55, and the high is going to be over at 884.40. So we're going to slam a level there as well. As you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube, we really appreciate it. We are sitting today. What is our likes? I haven't checked, but we'd love to get to 160. That is our goal. So if you can help us get there, that would be amazing, guys. Really appreciate it. And for those that have already done it, thank you so much.
119.
All right, excellent. Almost there. Here's
Right.
Nvidia. Nvidia right now, as far as levels, you put the highs and lows, and I think you're set just because you're stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So once you put those highs and lows on there from the pre-market, you're good to go on Nvidia. Taking a look at coin this morning, we are down slightly. Low of the pre-market is going to be 213.45. The high is slamming into the low from yesterday and the previous day. So right on, you can see we have plenty of stuff happening there. And as far as levels, once you put the low of the pre-market, you're set towards the bottom. You got a nice area here. Nice bounce yesterday of the lows there, and then towards the top. In case we do decide to get going and go green here, we do have 229, and we also have 239 as well. So we'll mark those two, and we'll be set there for coin. All right, there we have it, friends. That is our list right now. Let's take a look at what our moderators are looking at this morning. So we'll get over here and take a look at variable traders, and we'll move Andrew's picture out of the way here. And let's see. What do we got? Where is oh, here we go. All right, let's get Andrew's camera out of the way there. Okay, perfect. All right. And there it is, friends. Let's take a look at our moderators list this morning. So far we have starting with Eamon potential longs, AMD, maybe Disney. Thor will be looking at Tesla, the overall market and futures. Mike is checking out AMD, Tesla. Megan will be looking at AMD and Tesla as well. And Peters for today, is the IPO June, like the month June, or?
Yeah, that's how they've chosen that ticker, June.
All right. There we go. And no SPACs for today. And your list, Peter, is going to be AMD, Tesla, also United Airlines, and then secondary list, Apple, American Airlines, and trading terminal scanners. Guys, you can always go there, tradingterminal.com, and get the latest and greatest. Paris will be looking at United Airlines, Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, and Apple for him this morning. So, all right, friends, there you have it. That is our list for today. Peter, anything else on your end that we might have covered?
No, I think we got everything covered that I wanted to talk about this morning. I hope everybody trades smart out there. I hope Andrew has fun and good luck with his photo shoot, whatever happens, Mr. Fancy. And yeah, we'll look forward to trading the open. Trade smart, everybody. Just be careful.
All right. Take care, guys. Have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow.